known or unknown. Whether you are eyewitness or not. So now, bring me some witnesses that Christ was dead or crucified.
Okay, so the book of John. John claims to be an eyewitness.
Who is John?
John was a disciple of Jesus, the son of Zebedee.
Son of Zebedee. Was he honest?
What do you mean, was he honest?
I need to establish the character of the witness. Was he honest?
Yes, he was honest.
How do you know he was
Well,
honest?
there's no proof either way.
Sorry?
There's no proof either way. There's no testimony.
Then I would dispute, firstly, how do you know he was eyewitness? Did he write about this?
Yes, he did.
So he wrote about it?
Yes.
He saw it with his own eyes?
Yes.
So John saw it with his own eyes,
Yes.
he wrote about it?
Yes.
Right? Okay. Do we have his writings?
Yes.
Where is his writing and when did they date from?
So the earliest writing of John is P52, as you probably know.
Does it talk about Christ being dead?
I think it talks. No, it's a small snippet.
I'm not interested in small snippets.
Of the.
I'm interested in that particular information he writes.
Saw the death
that
of.
He saw Christ.
Yeah.
Was
So
crucified.
now your issue is
Which is what?
the earliest manuscripts.
No, my issue
no.
is I want a testimony from an individual who is witnessed and who is written about it contemporaneously and who has a good character.
Okay.
Now, do we have anything contemporaneously from him?
What as in? Yeah. Well, what most scholars would say he wrote.
I'm not interested in most scholars.
Okay.
Evidence.
So then you're gonna have to throw your early.
Look.
No,
Forget anything
Okay,
else.
no. This
Let's
is what,
talk about.
No, let me see where you're not being.
Let's
consistent.
stick on our
No,
conversation. Stick
You
on it.
stick
No,
to the
because
topic.
Yeah.
you have a world view. You're not an atheist. If you're an atheist,
Is my world be unreasonable?
Yes, I think it is.
Tell me why.
So Bukhari, when's your earliest manuscript?
No.
No.
Tell me why.
Okay, I'm asking.
I'm
asking you a
about
question.
Bukhari. I want to know why, when I ask for evidence from a testimony,
Okay.
testimony of a person who was an eyewitness directly.
Yeah. Because you want to know the
No,
earliest manuscript.
I need to know contemporary documentary evidence.
Okay.
And I need to know about his character.
Okay.
Is that
So,
unreasonable?
no, what I'm saying is, early manuscripts. When's your earliest Bukhari manuscript?
I'm not talking about Bukhari, I'm talking about crucifixion.
So then
of
why are you
Christ.
asking about my earliest manuscript?
Look,
John?
no,
not the
When
manuscript,
you know
not the
John
manuscript.
was written in the first century.
Problem that
Not
we
the
find-
manuscript.
the problem-
No, that's what he's asking.
The problem that we
No,
find
no,
is
No, he didn't. He
instead
asked for
of-
the earliest.
Instead of dealing with the topic at hand, you always try to
No,
resolve.
because-
Islam is going to save you.
No,
The Quran is
no,
going to save
because
you.
you're being-
Muhammad is going to save you. Bukhari is going to save you.
No.
Leave this in one side.
No, brother. You don't.
We want to know.
This is the point.
We want to
This is the
know
point I'm trying to make.
what is your evidence.
This guy has a worldview, and if he is judging Christianity from a worldview that
I ask
even
for
he-
evidence.
that his own worldview, he can't.
I ask
that
for an
doesn't stand
evidence.
up to,
I ask for an
then
evidence.
he's being double standards.
I ask for
Get my
an
point?
evidence.
So if I'm saying to him, let's say for example, I'm saying to him, oh,
What claim do you
you're-
make about
Hang on, Aki,
Bukhari?
let me just hear him out.
if I'm saying, oh, you know what, oh, your Quran has there's different variants in your Quran, you'll turn around and say, oh, your Bible's got different variants. How are you coming to him with this argument? Do you understand my point?
Okay.
I would be inconsistent in coming to him with this argument. To get my
How
point.
have I been inconsistent in
So
my
when
approach?
he is saying, when's your earliest attestation of John? I say, hold on. If you're doubting the early attestation of John, what's your earliest attestation of Bukhari? Because Bukhari is nowhere in the same range as our earliest attestation.
Did you ask
of
me
John.
how I attest what Bukhari said?
How? Go on, tell me how.
You don't know.
So when's your earliest?
Hang on.
Let me ask you a question.
Do you know?
When's your earliest?
Do you know?
Full manuscript of Bukhari.
Wait a second.
When is it? Ask me.
Before I answer, do you know how I attest Bukhari?
Well, I'm asking you when's your first.
I'm asking you this
Ask
question.
me. I'm asking
Do
this
you
question.
know how I attest Bukhari?
I'm asking this question.
Either you know, you don't know.
No, I'm asking
Which
this
one
question.
is it?
Let me ask you this question. When is your first attestation?
Look.
Full manuscript of Sahih Bukhari.
I'm telling you
Answer
this.
the brother.
Hang on, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Do you know how I attest Bukhari?
You can tell me
Do
how
I,
you
do I rely on manuscripts?
First, answer the question.
Do I rely on manuscripts alone?
Listen, answer the question.
I'm telling you.
And then you can tell me.
I'm
what
just telling
rely
you.
on.
I don't rely on manuscripts alone.
Okay, so when's your first Bukhari?
I'm just telling you.
But
I don't
Bukhari,
rely on
it's-
manuscripts
it's-
alone.
It's a documentation of narrations that's in the book.
Yeah.
So it's not just one thing, it's,
Yeah, but
it's
obviously
many.
it was
I
written,
don't
right?
rely
It was
on
written.
manuscripts
It was
alone.
written, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
written.
I'm saying this Bukhari wrote about 200 years.
I can find
Listen, hold on.
the
Let me-
source that he's written from.
So he wrote about 200 years after the life of Muhammad.
No, he didn't.
Okay, when did he write then? When did Bukhari write?
Look, Bukhari is a collection that he wrote.
Narration.
Wait, listen. What he wrote, I mean, of course, this is not contemporary to the Prophet ﷺ. He got information. We know how he got this information. We can trace this information lineage by transmission of that information. We have a chain of narration going back to the event, the narrator who's narrating it, an eyewitness event. Do you have that? If you don't have the manuscript,
You're missing the point.
No, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me clarify my point. No, let me clarify my point first. We want to know, the discussion we're having is, you believe that you have evidence for Christ's crucifixion, now he's dead. I said, okay, what is the evidence? So far, you've given the belief of scholars, which is not an evidence.
No, I didn't.
You said the scholars believe. You told me the followers believe. That's not an evidence, because this is a belief of the followers. Wait, listen. This is an evidence of that the people believe that he was crucified, but it is not a belief that crucifixion happened. It's establishing historically there are people who believe that he died, but it doesn't mean actually he died. Just like wait.
As people,
Excuse me. Can I finish my point? Right. Then you bring the evidence. A question about this. I asked you about. You said John was an eyewitness. So we went into another, an avenue of attestation of evidence. And that evidence is testimonial evidence, testimony of John. So I wanted to ask you, I asked you clearly, to accept a witness to provide evidence, there's at least two conditions that we met.
Yeah.
I didn't give many, I should have given many, I only give you two. One of them is the character integrity of the witness, and the other one is contemporaneity of the event that they witnessed. So the testimony the witness provide must be an eyewitness direct testimony, not a third-hand witness evidence, because it's not a evidence. Let me finish. Do you have that? The answer is no, because all you provide is John Ryland's manuscripts P52 doesn't talk about the crucifixion of Christ. The crucifixion part, even if it talks about it, is much later. So you don't have a contemporary material evidence which talks about the crucifixion, which you believe is written by John. Not only that, he's what?
He's a historian. He's a Jewish historian, Flavius Josephus, who wrote a history of Judaism in 1993.
And what do we know about Joseph Flavius in terms of when he's writing about this text? Is he embellishing it?
Well, he's saying that Jesus actually died.
No. Did he embellish what he wrote?
He did.
Obviously, you haven't read about the scholarship issue. I'm not appealing to scholarship, but the actual.
This is where you're inconsistent.
Hear me out. If you read about the account of Josephus, you would know Josephus has embellished the account.
Okay, so what's the evidence?
The evidence is on the very text itself.
Tell me the evidence.
No,
repeat the evidence.
I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to spoon feed you all the evidence. I would want you to go and learn about this evidence. So far, I've been keeping spoon feeding you all the time. I'm sorry, I'm getting bored of spoon feeding. So the point I'm making, William,
made the basis.
Let me come back to this point.
Scholars.
So now,
evidence.
I'm just telling you.
What's your evidence about Josephus?
I'm just telling you. This is a common knowledge about the writings of Josephus on this issue, right? So I don't need to quote a single scholar. If you didn't know about it, you can go and learn about it, right? I'm not going to spoon feed you as I said.
Give me your evidence.
Right. So as I said, this is something that you can establish yourself by a little bit of reading. The point I'm making here is, the witness that you bring, if you don't have a contemporaneous evidence in terms of a written manuscript, at least provide. Let me finish. Let me finish, please. Let me finish, William.
You're deviating.
No, let me finish. Remember what I asked for. A witness has to be someone who provides contemporary testimony.
Well, but he just brought Josephus, and you've just rejected it. And I'm saying, give me your evidence why you.
Was Joseph as an eyewitness?
No, he wasn't. But his father.
Khalas, dismissed.
No, not at all. Do you know who his father was?
Listen.
You know
am I asking for an eyewitness testimony? What am I asking for?
Josephus' father.
I have no idea.
He was a priest.
And?
So what does that? If he was a priest, where does that put him at the time when Jesus was crucified?
So if your dad tells you everything is true.
I'm just saying that it corroborates what Jesus.
So basically, if we have a father telling his son, the father.
His father
let
would
me
have
finish.
been there when
Let
Jesus was
me
crucified.
finish.
Yeah, so when Josephus is making a
William, if you have a father narrating to his son, you're saying everything the father narrates, you take it as a gospel truth.
I'm saying it's evidence.
In any culture,
No, I'm saying it's
in
evidence.
any situation.
It's evidence. Listen.
No, it's not an evidence. I'm telling
it's
you why.
evidence.
The evidence would be understanding the character of the father. Is the father a possessor of character integrity? Was he honest? Was he truthful? Did he have a good memory? So let's go back again. Do you have the John that you're bringing as an evidence, as a testimonial evidence, as a witness? Do you find, instead of having the lack of any manuscript evidence, okay, let's put it aside because you haven't got anything. Do you have a continuous chain of transmission from people narrating from person to person who are honest and sincere, good memory, no reason to doubt their testimony? Do you have that?
We don't need a chain.
No, I'm asking you.
You need a temporal link.
If you don't have that link, then you have no evidence.
We don't need a chain because we've got the writings of Peter.
What's the evidence?
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Was Peter an eyewitness?
Of course, Peter was an eyewitness. Yeah, he went to the tomb. He was the
And he
first
saw Christ died.
No, he didn't see Christ die.
Then he wasn't an eyewitness.
No, but John saw.
Dismissed.
Okay, so John saw
Try
him
again.
die. John saw him die.
John.
Yes.
That's what we analyzed so far.
Yeah.
John, even if he was an eyewitness, who testified? Who testified that John was a truthful person?
Another historian.
Brother, listen. You know what,
Excuse me.
This is what I'm saying to you.
Can you now
This is what I'm-
establish
this is what I'm
the
trying to
character
say.
integrity
No,
of John?
The reason why I said this is a waste of time. I'm talking.
Waste of time.
Let me explain.
So in
why.
a court of law,
No,
you
no,
bring
no,
a
no,
witness
no,
and
no.
you can't provide whether this
No, no, no,
guy
no,
is
no,
an
no, no,
honest person
no,
or
no,
not,
no.
and you can accept his testimony?
This is the question I asked him.
So many.
I need to know his epistemology.
I just told you my epistemology.
Let me finish.
I am happy with
Let me finish.
accepting evidence in any court of
It's a
law.
fair question. Where's the temporal link?
Let me finish. So I asked him, what historical event in antiquity does he accept to be an historical?
I just told you,
So tell me one.
any court of law, when
me
they,
one.
look, I am being so flexible and so lowering my standard.
yeah.
I
You've
am
given me one
saying, in any court of law, what a sane, reasonable judge would accept as evidence, I would accept that.
I'm talking about you.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so in
So,
antiquity.
so tell me
Let me
now,
ask you this.
what evidence can you take to any court of law in which a reasonable, sane
Listen,
judge will
Mansur,
accept as evidence?
Mansur, I'm talking to you.
I just told you.
No, you're trying to
gave the
deviate.
So basically,
No, he's not giving the standard.
you failed again and again
He's
to
deep-
provide a single piece of evidence that Christ was dead. And that is the core of your belief.
Listen.
Can you believe that? A core of your belief is Christ crucified, and you can't provide a single evidence.
But listen,
There's a broken chain there.
it's not a broken chain.
Such a core belief, and you can't substantiate with a single evidence.
No.
How
Mansur,
pathetic is that?
Mansur,
How pathetic is that?
let me ask you. No. Let me ask you one question. In ancient antiquity, what do you accept to be an historical fact?
I just told you.
You didn't.
What did I say?
Give me one. Just give me one historical fact.
I
that you
just
accept.
told you.
No, you haven't. Tell me then. I didn't hear it.
You didn't read what? Any court of law,
No.
a reasonable sane judge will accept as evidence. I will accept
Is
as
he answering my
evidence.
question?
I just told you.
Is he answering my question?
What was the question again?
Tell me one historical fact that he's accepts in ancient antiquity.
Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he existed.
No.
We have documentary. I'm telling you now.
Antiquity.
Oh,
I used
so
the word antiquity.
1400 years is not antiquity?
No, it's not. You know that's
It's-
not considered antiquity.
Oh, it's
not.
So hang on.
Ancient
Hang
antiquity.
hang on. So if I find the very embalmed corpse of an individual inscribed all over him, Tutankhamun or whatever, right? These people who are dead and they were what they call mummified. I would accept that as a material evidence that this guy existed, and this guy is known to be this. Material evidence. This could be accepted in any court of law. So I ask you again now, having understood my epistemology,
No, you didn't answer my question.
provide me with a single piece of evidence that Christ was crucified.
You did not answer my question, and you know you didn't.
What did I just tell you?
You didn't answer.
I accept Tutankhamun. He existed.
No, I'm talking about.
And I have material evidence.
I'm talking about in ancient antiquity.
Oh, it's not ancient antiquity. Oh, the pharaohs and the mummies are not ancient antiquity.
In Greco-Roman culture.
No.
Tell me one.
So you want to now pin me towards
Yes.
and direct me to Greco-Roman
Yes,
culture
yes.
and say,
Yes.
and this is what happened?
Yes. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, then there's no point in you having this.
There's no point in talking to you because you're not being fair.
No, you're not being
Because
fair.
you are the one who made the claim Christ crucified,
I can
right?
give you many evidence, but every single evidence you're going to be saying, well,
What evidence did you share?
There's the Shroud of Turin.
Shroud of Turin provides what? Evidence that he died?
Well, evidence that, yeah, he was crucified, yeah, definitely he died, yeah.
The Shroud of Turin, seriously?
Now, have you looked into the evidence of Shroud of Turin? Have you?
Have you?
Have you?
Yes, a little bit. Have you?
Okay, yes, I have, yeah.
Okay,
I think
what
it's
is
quite compelling, yeah.
okay? What is the evidence from the Shroud of Turin?
I believe that, I know obviously the objections.
I'm not asking more objection. What is the evidence that it's indeed evidence that Christ was crucified?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Christ,
That
not
it
not
was-
not, not
it
someone
was-
else.
It was the burial cloth of Christ, yes.
And what was it found? Was it found in his tomb?
No, it wasn't found.
So why do you consider it was his body that was wrapped up?
Because if you talk
Because?
about chain of transmission, the Catholic Church.
I'm not interested in Catholic Church.
You're talking about change of transmission.
Hang on. Catholic Church.
You are being inconsistent. Like, 1 minute you want change of transmission.
Oh.
I'll give you the Catholic.
Okay,
Church,
name them.
Change of transmission.
Name the people and the name.
I can get it for you. I can get it for you. For
So
next week.
basically now you have a chain of individuals within the Catholic
Made the
Church.
claim that this was Jesus' burial
Yeah,
place.
all the way back to
Yes.
back to when?
Back to Peter.
All the way they link it
Yes.
back to Peter.
All the way, yes, they do.
So you have Peter who informed his students and so on, yeah?
Peter,
and
Linus, Cletus, Clement of Rome.
and every single individual was testified to be honest.
I'm just saying they've got a chain of narration, that's all I'm saying.
But my criteria is not just chain of narration.
Okay, then what can
My criteria are any witness that you bring.
Brother, I'm giving you a cumulative
You're
evidence.
not listening, are you? The standard of evidence I demand is this.
Exactly so.
Character,
Until I know
integrity.
This guy's epistemology. I'm
Listen,
wasting my time.
I've just told you my epistemology. Character,
You haven't,
integrity.
you haven't.
Character,
Yeah,
integrity.
wait.
How many times have I made this point? Any person that you bring within the chain of narrations, you have to establish character,
It's
integrity.
being inconsistent because even if I apply the same basis, as to
So
why
you are going to bring,
why you
William,
even- Muhammad,
you are going to bring
You're-
a chain of transmission of the Shroud of Turin that every single individual has been testified of their character, integrity.
I
Yeah?
never said that, did I?
But that was my standard.
Can
No,
you
no, no,
take the
but-
chain of narration from anyone? Can you take the narration from anyone?
Can I
No,
take? I'm just talking. The Catholic Church have their own tradition. Eastern Orthodox have their tradition, and they all have chains of narrations that go back to the early apostles.
And they have
All of
character,
them. Even the
integrity testified.
Even the Coptic Church. So
William,
So what I'm
every
saying-
single
but
individual in the chain of
Christians-
transmission,
Christians don't
how
use this as our
were
basis of
their
evidence
character.
to say that the Coptic Church,
William,
Eastern Orthodox,
William,
Catholics have
okay,
a chain
you
of
know what?
transmission,
Just
thereby.
to summarize, right?
Do you hear my point? But
If within the chain of transmission,
anyway, next week, what do you want me to bring to
William,
you?
listen.
No, because I'm getting tired and
No,
we're not getting anywhere.
you're making yourself tired for a reason. I'll tell you why.
No.
Within the chain of the narration of the Shroud of Turin, if you find within this chain one individual was known and certified to be a liar, would you accept that transmission of information?
Brother, listen,
Would you?
Can I say one thing?
Answer that question.
I personally,
Would you accept it?
let me explain.
Explain by answer that
Why
question.
you're not answering?
Would
Why you're
you
not answering?
accept
You're listening
a
to my-
liar
you're listening to-
within the chain of transmission?
Listen to my point.
Would you?
I personally, you would never hear me argue to affirm any Christian doctrine or any Christian belief based on the Eastern, Catholic, Coptic.
Because you
chain of
can't.
transmission. No, I don't. I wouldn't.
Because
They
you can't.
do-
No, you
they
wouldn't.
do have
You
it. They
can't.
have it. It's there.
You can't.
Okay.
So far,
You know
so
what,
far,
I can.
so
Do you want me to bring it to you next week?
so what
I'll bring
what
it
I'm
to you next
asking
week.
you right now.
Don't say I can't.
Look,
because
what
can.
I said right now is this: if you find within the chain of the transmission within the Catholic Church about the Shroud of Turin, there was an individual. Suppose you establish that there was an individual known to be a liar. Would you accept this testimony?
No, the point I'm trying to make is no.
Is that a no as in I would not?
You're not listening to my
I'm
point.
gonna. Is that a no as in I would not accept the testimony?
Listen, you're not listening to my
No.
point.
Can you answer the question? If you find person who is a liar, certified liar, testified by the community that he's a liar, dishonest,
I never argued.
would you?
Listen,
No,
I never
listen
argued.
to my argument.
Brother, I won't get
My argument is the standard of evidence I'm laying to
very
you.
embarrassing, very
So now, would you accept that testimony from that individual? Would you?
Well, just because they lie doesn't mean. they
Would
lie on
you
all things.
accept-
I'm telling you, just because maybe you lied on one thing doesn't mean I'm going to say that you lied on all things.
So you would accept his testimony even though he was a certified liar?
If he was what, sorry?
A certified liar.
If he was a compulsive liar, then obviously
Certified liar.
it depends. No, not necessarily.
No. A compulsive
some-
liar. There's a difference
I know
between a
people who lie.
certified liar.
I know people
the
who lie.
community
But
have
if they come to me with
agreed
testimony,
together
I
that this
believe them.
individual is a liar.
You know people
They
who
certified
lie.
it.
I'm sure you've lied before. I'm sure you know.
No,
people who's lied.
I'm talking
liar.
certified liar.
Certified liar.
Well, if somebody's a compulsive liar now, then I don't
No.
accept
Certified liar.
it. You're certified, you mean compulsive liar?
No, I don't mean compulsive liar.
Somebody who's lied once, is that what you
No,
mean? What do you
I
mean by
mean the
certified?
community testified that this guy is a liar.
Well, then that would speak volumes, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Would you accept his testimony? Right. So it's important then, in any chain that you bring, you have to establish the character integrity. That's the point I was making.
This is the problem. This is
So
the,
now,
No,
do
no,
you
no.
have a chain in which every single member
This is the problem.
Can
No,
I
no,
finish
no,
my
no,
point?
no, no, let me make
Can
my
I finish my point,
No,
William?
Because it's
If,
irrelevant.
remember what you said, the Shroud of Turin, we have the Catholic Church with the continuous chain of narrations, let me finish, all the way back to Peter, who witnessed it. So now the two standards that have to be met. To John. Okay, he said Peter actually. The Shroud of Turin. So if you now find the standards that we're demanding to accept as evidence, one is contemporaneity, or if not, I'm not finished. I have not finished. Can I finish?
The brother of Jesus.
Listen,
Jude, the brother of
William.
Jesus. Peter, the disciple.
William, listen.
John, the disciple.
It will help you understand,
And you
right?
rejected all of it.
So I have not rejected. I have dismissed them, and I'll tell you why I've dismissed them. I'm telling you straight away. So as I have been asking so far, if you have no contemporary manuscript evidence, then we look for oral continuity. Can I finish? Thank you very much. We look for oral traditions, continuous information by memory to memory, mouth to mouth, oral memorization could be the chain. Do you have that? You said yes. We have a chain of transmissions of the Catholic Church. The other standard that's being met, if you have a chain of transmission like this, are the witnesses, the narrators, persons of highest
This is where I say
character.
it's inconsistent.
Let me
The reason why-
finish.
No, please, brother.
Character,
I'm gonna butt into
integrity.
this, brother. I'm gonna
So
be-
now,
brother, I'm
do
gonna-
you have
Do you know why
the character integrity
From his worldview- no, listen.
established
Let me just make
in the
this point. This is
chain
why I
of
say
narration of
inconsistent.
the Catholic Church?
His worldview believes that Jesus' followers were Muslims, God-fearing people.
Do you see
So
the
now if
point?
He's dismissing
Instead
the
of
followers of Jesus,
arguing his
then-
case
no,
and
no, no.
providing evidence, he's going to go
he's throwing the
to
Quran under the bus.
deflection.
No,
Deflection.
I'm just saying he's being inconsistent.
You're being
Because
deflecting.
The Quran
Throughout.
says that Jesus' followers were Muslims, they followed Allah's will, and now I give them all the disciples, oh, maybe they're not honest.
Hang on.
That
Do you
refutes your Quran.
do you have a testimony of the people of each other that they were honest?
It refutes your Quran.
Hang on.
Does your Quran say that Jesus' disciples were Muslims? Yes
Which
or no?
ones were they?
Man, it doesn't say.
Hang on, which ones were they?
It doesn't mention their names.
No, which ones
But
were they?
even in your...
Hang on, was what the people who were the disciples of Christ, were they not ordinary fishermen?
Not all of them, no. That's wrong.
Hang on.
You're wrong.
Who were they?
Who were they?
Yeah.
Well, you just said all of them were ordinary fishermen. You're wrong.
No, so you're saying they were not,
Some of them were.
and some of them were what? Educated,
Yeah, of course some of them were.
and they followed him?
Why not? Why are you incredulous?
Wait. So you have now.
A tax collector working
I've
for
got to move about, yeah?
a tax collector working for the Roman Empire
Yeah.
would have been proficient in Greek. You must-
And he
you
was.
would accept that, right?
Hang on, and he was with Christ.
You would accept that, right?
Listen, was he with Christ?
Of course it was.
How long?
What do you mean how long? Jesus' ministry spanned about 3 years.
3 years. How long was he with him?
3 years, I suspect.
So, this tax collector, who you call Matthew, is that what you call him?
Yeah.
Right. What's his second name?
Well, his other name was Levi. But see, this is where you're wrong. No. Let me just explain one thing.
Am I asking you something unreasonable?
No. You know, it is unreasonable. Because
What's his second name?
Because in the first century,
He doesn't have a second
Israel
name.
did not have second names.
What do they have?
They didn't. They had other names.
Like?
So
Like
even
what?
If you read,
Like
so
what?
for example,
Like what?
Peter was called Cephas. Yeah.
And what was Matthew called?
Matthew was called Levi.
So people knew him as Matthew the Levite.
So no, what I'm saying is, so they had some people had different names, like Paul and Saul. Had two different names. Jesus only had one name. So even Jesus, no. So what's Jesus' second name?
I'm asking you. You tell
He
me.
didn't have one. That's what I'm saying. My point is.
So
you're asking something.
wait. So his
that's
name.
unreasonable.
So his name was only.
Jesus. Yeah.
Jesus.
That's why he was called Jesus
Wait.
of Nazareth.
So his name was only Jesus.
They didn't have second names. Come on.
I'm
If you're
asking you.
Somebody as intelligent as you. If you
Hang
ask me
on,
this
slow
question-
down. So he was only known as Yeshua or Isa or
Yeshua of
Yeshua.
Nazareth. Yeah.
Oh, Yeshua of Nazareth. So also they had something to identify,
And
to
why is
connect.
that? Why is that? Mary Magdalene. Mary from
Because
Magdala.
there were many other Jesuses.
Thank you.
Right.
Yes.
So now Matthew.
So do you
wait,
agree
Wait.
that asking for a second name is folly?
No.
That means you
second
don't know
name.
history. You don't know
Second
history.
name could be an identifier of,
You don't
of his
know history.
kunya,
You
of
don't
his
know history.
I'm just telling you, something to identify who
You're
this
asking
person
something
is.
that wasn't there historically, so that's a stupid.
So basically, every person of that time did have a second name.
No, of course not. You might find in the Bible his surname was, but the surname is not as we know it. Surname means other name.
Right.
So sometimes.
So now we find you have the disciples who was with him, and they witnessed his crucifixion, and they wrote about it. And so far, we have no evidence from them.
given you John, you didn't accept it.
No, you've given me John, and you have no given me contemporary extant evidence from him. Neither did you provide any
let me ask you something.
character certificate that he was an honest person.
Let me ask you something. If we found a first century manuscript of John, would you believe Jesus died on the cross?
If we find a first century manuscript of
And it
John,
says exactly what it says.
listen, and it says Jesus died on the cross, that will only establish the author believed that Christ died on the cross.
So would you accept Jesus died on the cross?
Did you hear what I said?
No, I'm asking you.
Did you hear what I said?
So that means you're
Did you hear what I said?
So my point is, the reason why I ask you that, because your point to say that we have no extant manuscript.
What was my response?
No, so
Hang on. What was my response?
You would say that he believed that.
Right. Is that unreasonable?
So my point is.
Wait.
No.
Is my stance unreasonable?
Yes.
Why?
Because when I said to you about John, you said because we don't have no contemporaneous.
I even gave you. Even if you.
No, let me finish.
Even if you find a John's gospel, look.
You just-
Even if you find
your
John,
argument, we have no
you're not listening. Even if you find John, with
don't
all
use
his.
that as your argument, then. That's my point.
Let me establish my argument. Do you know there are many hieroglyphic writings?
Well, let's talk about this next week. 'Cause
No.
I've got to go. Seriously.
Okay, we're going to finish this in 1 minute then. Hieroglyphic writings talks about God of the underworld and God of the overworld. When they write about these things, because they write about it, it means it's true, right? According to your epistemology.
No, but if they were willing, now listen. Let me finish.
Wait.
Don't give me a gotcha. Listen. To the
No.
point.
So you're saying just
You
because
need
they
to know-
write it, it doesn't
No.
mean it's true.
They were willing to die for what they knew to be true or false.
And if those writers in hieroglyphics, they're willing to die for
So
their
you need
belief.
to understand. What
Can
would
I make a point?
Yeah.
to die for
If-
something that you knew was either true?
If a writer,
You need to
like in the hieroglyphics, writes something and they're willing to die for their belief, does it make it true? Oh.